Welcome to Video Game Expertise. Part 2 not enough? Part 3 of the smorgasbord. Insane! Video Game Expertise, even for its final episode, just can't stop. Smorgasbord! You think you know video games? You don't know jack shit! Video games, video games, video games, video game expertise! Woo! The smorgasbord countdown. Number 0. Yu-Gi-Oh! It's real. Okay, I can clarify a little bit. I don't mean to say that using the cards can summon monsters, but what I do mean is that it can help to focus your psychic abilities, which can allow you to communicate with these monsters which are dead because they existed in the past and they're all dead now, but you can harness their energy to improve your psychic powers. So, in that sense, it's real. But no, you're not going to summon any monsters. You would need additional runes for that. The video games are excellent brain training tools, so keep playing those. Our next sponsor, Spork VPN. Think of this situation. You're traveling the world. Why would you do that? Anyway, you're traveling around and you're afraid people are going to access your computer and put viruses on it. That would be bad. You don't want viruses. But what is better than viruses? Bigger viruses that crush those viruses. That's right, Spork. VPN's expert staff in India will use their fast cache injector to ensure that their viruses are put on your system and beat the viruses that are already on your system. That's the way to do it. Virus versus virus. It's like you're playing Dr. Mario. Use promo code EXPERTISE to save 100% at checkout. Number 2. If you're not aware, Final Fantasy games were renumbered when they were brought to the English world. Final Fantasy 1 was just called Final Fantasy. 4 was called Final Fantasy 2. Final Fantasy 6
Why weren't
was
these
called
games
Final
brought
Fantasy
over to the English-speaking
3.
world?
Because
For
they were
example,
considered
becoming
dangerous
a
fighter or mage
with the psychic power
in
of
real
the
life
job
system. The problem being the government
culprit.
couldn't allow that. With this
And that's
system,
why the games
one
were
could
banned.
break out of their mold and
With the
pursue
release of
other
Final
interests.
Fantasy VII, things were put
So
back
what
on
are we
track.
to do with this information?
The problem is,
well,
there
we're going to
hasn't been a
renumber them.
truly
So
great
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
1
since
is
Final
going to be
Fantasy
called
VII.
Final
All
Fantasy
those
1.
bland characters,
Final Fantasy 4
like
will be called Final
generic,
Fantasy 2.
like
Final
Garnet
Fantasy
and
3 will be
Dagger
called
and
Final Fantasy
Tidus.
3. Oh my god,
the one that
beach
was
6
6
will be
this
3
needs to
again.
go.
And Final
Lulu's
Fantasy 7
okay,
will be
but
Final
the rest,
Fantasy 4.
nope.
There
now,
hasn't been a great
I think
Final
they've
Fantasy
made more
character
games
since
since
Final
10,
Fantasy 7,
but
they've
know,
all
like
been
Old
on
West
line
multiplayer,
gunslinger
Western,
Western. This is
whatever,
crazy.
you know?
So let's get back to the basics, and hopefully soon a new Final Fantasy V will release. Our next sponsor, Mystic Spork. Wow, I love cereal. It's delicious. But all the cereal now is they're putting actual sugar in it and all this dangerous starch and, nutrients, which we don't really need. I like good old-fashioned 80s cereal with corn syrup. Good old corn, America's plant. Mystic Spork buys that cereal for you and then delivers it to your house for a small processing fee. Tired of crummy cereal that tastes bad? Mystic Spork is going to go down your throat and get you that good old traditional foods with sweet corn syrup. And the flavors? You're going to love them. Cinnamon, yellow, and ash. With that satisfying every bite. Use promo code EXPERTISE to receive 3 radiant tarts along with your cereal that makes part of this complete breakfast. The smorgasbord countdown. Number -1. Nintendo makes Nintendo games, right? Not always. You see, in the 1980s, there were some counterfeit Nintendo games created. This is their story. People saw how valuable Nintendo games were, and so they tried to create their own. This resulted in a lot of maiming. Let me tell you, people did not do well trying to copy Nintendo. Ralph Baer created implants to control games. Of course, it caused all sorts of side effects, which we won't talk about. Arcade joysticks, which broke people's arms. But eventually, some companies managed to create their own games using their own systems. But what about on a Nintendo system? You were in for some real trouble. Breaking Nintendo's code was considered almost impossible. A company called Wisdom Tree had been experimenting with, let's just say, faith to get NES games to work without Nintendo's permission. Translation, they put people's souls in the games. That's the only way to do it, using the power of Christ, which they were able to manipulate, knowing all the secrets of the Bible. Of course, we know that's just psychic power, but they were succeeding. They were forging these games in a place which, one would call hell. And boy, was Nintendo mad. Howard Phillips, especially.
Hey, so you think you can make your own video games, huh? Make them without Nintendo, huh? I think you're not gonna do that ever again. Because you can't. Because we're gonna kill you. Nintendo style. So you think you're gonna take from Nintendo again? You're gonna take from Nintendo again? I think you're dead wrong. You're never gonna take from us. Nobody takes from Nintendo. Break its fingers. You gonna make Bible games out of Nintendo's property? I'm sorry, buddy, but Nintendo's atheist. There's no fucking God. We killed him already. And we made his money ours. Say it! Nintendo for life! Huh? Who's there? Miyamoto? What the hell are you doing here? You're supposed to be waiting out. No! We need to get more information from... No!
But it was too late. Miyamoto had snapped the man's neck using his psychic power. Eventually, they succeeded. They found the ones who were creating these games and tortured and killed them to ensure that nobody else would be foolish enough to copy Nintendo's games. This has been the final video game expertise. Keep doing your brain training, keep looking behind the scenes, and, of course, maintain expertise. Reggie!
What's this I hear about an Xbox?
Furious!
Maybe it's time for Reggie to bust some fucking heads.